So bribery and corruption remain a major issue affecting many countries around the world. The World Bank has estimated that over $1 trillion are paid in bribes every year. It is a modern day cause of instability, inequality, and poverty, especially in many developing countries. So what can we do to minimize the risk of a corrupted culture and bribery in a company? One of the most important tools that many companies have adopted in their anti-bribery management is the adoption of the ISO 37001 standard. It is launched in 2016 and it supports companies to establish processes to detect, manage, and prevent bribery within the organization. Today, we are very happy to have two of TÜV Rheinland's most senior experts on ISO 37001 Anti-Bribery Management System, Ms. Nelly and Dian, to share more on what they feel about this.
So Nelly, I mean, everybody in our industry knows that, bribery, even though it is a very taboo topic and, nobody really wants to talk about it, but bribery is actually, everywhere in this world. And of course, within an organization, it has its repercussions. So maybe from your point of view as an expert in this field, can you share with us, based on your long career in handling this, some of the worst cases of bribery that you have seen?
Right. Example I've seen repeatedly in the market in general. Yeah, for example, receiving kickbacks, practices by procurement personnel from their suppliers, and this typically due to lack of internal control, such as 4I principles or improper supplier selection, implementation control. To me, this is in general the common one I've seen in the market most of the time. Thank you, Jane.
So, Dian, just now you mentioned a key word, and I think this is something that all our listeners is concerned about, which is restoring market confidence. So market confidence will be, for example, the consumers and the customers' faith in a particular brand, in a particular company. Am I right to say that?
Yes, you are right. Yeah.
I see. So Nelly, just now you mentioned about, the establishment of a corrupted culture, heavily into bribery. It is due to the lack of internal controls. So maybe you can give us a little bit more information about what is this internal control and what can be done.
Yeah, regarding about supplier implementation control here, I'm referring to like supplier selection process. Whether there's a 4I principle applied, in order to select the qualified supplier that meets all the, let's say, the company requirements. When we say company requirement, normally there is a procurement procedure that define, I don't know, could be the quality management system process in place, if there's a proper, let's say, impartiality control in place. So these are some examples that I see typically lacking in many companies' supplier implementation control procedure.
So Nelly, just now it was really interesting. So you mentioned this thing about the 4I principle and implementation control. I mean, these, for us non-technical people are quite technical. So I know that, to make sure such corrupted cultures that's focused on bribery does not happen, there is this thing called the Anti-bribery Management System, which TÜV Rheinland is offering as a service. So maybe you can briefly explain for us what is the Anti-bribery Management System.
Thank you, Jane. Yes, the Anti-bribery Management System, or we call it ISO 37001 2016 version. The purpose of this management system is to implement a systematic measure, to proven to prevent, to detect and manage bribery cases. And this system is actually designed to reduce risk throughout the value chain, and also provide documentation to protect from liability in the event of any criminal investigation. Okay, and ISO 37001 actually verifies your business or practices, yeah, to boost trust and confidence among your stakeholder and also customers.
Okay, so Bu Dian, I mean, you are one of our most experienced auditor in this field, and you have seen so many, and you have certified so many companies for this certification. So for a company which is, trying to get a hang of this and trying to roll this out, what will be your advice for them, or some of the tips, key things that they need to know to achieve the ISO 37000 certification?
Yes, first thing, yeah, top of the top, the management, especially top management, they have to make a clear policy regarding anti-bribery. For sure, that after that, they have to make like policy communication to personal and business association, appointment or monitoring to personal or body, identification the potential bribery happen in the organization, and regular bribery risk assessment, of course, yeah, due diligence, especially for business partner, anti-bribery control, preventive financial and non-financial control, reporting, monitoring, and investigating, and also correcting and continual improve for any identified non-conformities or any identified bribery in the organization. That is the key point. Of course, top management commitment is very important to make the system well implemented in the organization.